And now we'll talk about supplier development, cascade or intervention. And we've gone over this idea many times in the lecture. And what this basically refers to is you have the buyer on one side, the supplier on the other. So in cascade, this is more like an adversarial relationship. Okay, so the buyer sets the standard, and the supplier tries to achieve that standard unaided. Okay, so there's not any collaboration between the two. The buyer is not helping the supplier. Okay, and this could be something like one organization. Their engineers write out a form for the specifications for a part. They send it off to the manufacturing company, and the manufacturing company looks at it. They say, yes, we can make this. We can make it at this price. They send it back, and the organization says, we'll take it, and that's it. They produce it, they have a contract, and that's it. Okay? And if the supplier doesn't achieve the standard, they're gone. Okay? The buyer goes to someone else. Okay? So it's another word for an adversarial relationship. Okay. On the other hand, you have an intervention relationship, which would be more like a collaborative relationship. Okay? And that's when the buyer sets the standards in consultation with the supplier. With consultation means they do it together. Okay? So they work together to set a standard for the product or the service, and then the supplier works with the aid of the buyer to improve the operation. So they work together to make the whole supply chain better. Everything works together, and everyone wins. That's a win-win situation. I think the term win-win was actually developed by Jack Welch, which was the former CEO of GE, and he has done a fantastic job. I recommend that book as well. Win-win. Okay, so we have some questions on supplier development. So we've gone through all this talking, maybe it's a little bit unclear still, and there are many, many questions that you might have, and these are just a few, okay? Does the supplier develop the customer? Okay, so like we talked about before, here, we've got, we've got suppliers, we've got us, and we've got customers. Okay? So let's take the wheel for instance. We've got all these things going into the wheel. We make the wheel here. And we sell the wheel to these people who are going to make a bicycle. Okay? Okay? So we're selling to these. Do these people also develop us as a supplier, and therefore our suppliers? And the answer to that is it depends. As with most things, depends on the type of relationship that the buyer and the supplier have. If they have a collaborative relationship, then yes, there likely will be some